Hi students, today we are going to cover in this lecture the Peninsular Plateau of India. As you know, the Peninsular Plateau of India is third most important physical division of India. This is oldest landmass of India whose general elevation is 600 meter to 900 meter. It is surrounded by hills on all sides. Towards the north direction of the Peninsular Plateau lies Aravali Hill, Vindhyachal Hill and Rajmahal Hills. The eastern and western side has Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat. This vast plateau, 1600 km long in north-south direction and 1400 km wide in east-west direction. Most important thing is that Narmada and Tapi river divide the whole plateau into three parts. First part is Malwa Plateau, Baghelkhand and Bundelkhand. The second part is Chota Nagpur Plateau and third one is Deccan Plateau. Now, my dear students, we come to the first part, Malwa Plateau. It lies northwest direction of the Peninsular Plateau. It is composed are formed by granite hard rocks. It has many important rivers such as Chambal and Betwa. Banas also flow in this region. These are the tributaries of the Yamuna river. Deep ravines and gullies also here found. Due to large scale ravines and gullies, it is usually known as badland because it is not important for agriculture point of view. Now, question is, what is ravines and gullies? Ravines are deep, narrow, steep-sided valley, especially one formed by running water, and gullies are deep cut on the land forms due to the runoff water. Baghelkhand Plateau is between Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. It covers northeastern region of MP and a small area of southeastern of Uttar Pradesh, as Chitrakoot famous pilgrimage lies in this region. Rewa district, Satna district, Singrauli district of Madhya Pradesh lies in this plateau region. Now we come to the next most important part of the Malwa Plateau, Bundelkhand Plateau. It is historically most important for us. Now come to the most important historically point of view. The Bundelkhand Plateau also lies towards the north of the Malwa Plateau. Major district of Bundelkhand are Jhansi, Mahoba, Hamirpur, Banda, Chitrakoot lies in Uttar Pradesh and remaining area of the Bundelkhand region lies in Madhya Pradesh. Now, next division, Chota Nagpur Plateau. Chota Nagpur Plateau mostly cover the Jharkhand state, Chhattisgarh. It is also known as Ranchi Hazaribagh and Kodarma Plateau. It is famous for valuable minerals such as coal, mica, copper, bauxite, iron ore, etc. Now we come to the next plateau, the Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is triangular in shape. It is India's largest plateau. It occupies the land between Western and Eastern Ghat. There are many states covered by this plateau such as Maharashtra, MP, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka. All are the major states of Deccan Plateau. It is bordered by Tamil Nadu and Kerala state. This plateau is famous for black soil that is most fertile and famous for cotton and sugarcane production point of view. Its average altitude is 600 meter to 1000 meter. The general slope of the plateau is west to east directions. All the river in this plateau flow west to east except Narmada and Tapi river. Narmada and Tapi river flow towards the west direction and fall into the Arabian Sea. Now we try to understand about the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat. Both are most important relief feature for us. Western Ghat runs parallel to the western coast in the north-south direction from Tapi river to Kanyakumari, whereas Eastern Ghat runs in a northeast to southwest direction parallel to the eastern coast from Odisha to Nilgiri Hill. The Western Ghat cover average elevation approximately 900 to 1100 meter above the sea level, whereas the Eastern Ghat cover approximately 600 meter above the sea level. The average width of the Western Ghat is 50 to 80 km, whereas the average width of the Eastern Ghat is varying from 100 to 200 km. Western Ghat stands like a continuous wall and can be crossed through passage only, whereas Eastern Ghat has been divided into several parts by large rivers which have made their passage through this range up to the sea. The Western Ghat has structural unity, whereas the Eastern Ghat has structural unity is lacking in this range. Western Ghat is the source of many large rivers which flow in the peninsular India. Eastern Ghat rivers originate from Eastern Ghats. Western Ghat is almost perpendicular to the southwest monsoon coming from the Arabian Sea, whereas Eastern Ghat is almost parallel to the monsoon coming from the Bay of Bengal Sea and does not cause much rainfall, whereas Western Ghat causes heavy rainfall in the western coastal plain area. Few interesting important thing is that Western Ghat receive highest rainfall after Meghalaya, approximately 200 to 250 centimeter rainfall annually receives by Western Ghat. Now in next video we will cover about the coastal plain of India.